All right, welcome. Today, we are going to break down a concept that is, and I'm not kidding, the absolute bedrock of all finance. We're talking investing, planning for the future, you name it. It's called the time value of money, and honestly, understanding it is like getting a financial superpower. So, let's get right into it. So it all kicks off with this really simple question. Imagine I offered you a choice, $100 right now or $100 exactly 1 year from today. Which one are you going to take? Come on, you'd take it now, right? Of course you would, but why? I mean, really think about it. What is it about that bill in your hand today that makes it more valuable than the guaranteed promise of the exact same bill next year?
Well, the answer is this fundamental principle that money isn't just static. It has a time value. That dollar in your pocket, well, it has a different worth depending on when you have it. It sounds kind of simple, but trust me, the implications are absolutely massive.
And here's the big idea right here. Any money you have today can be put to work. You can invest it, you can pop it in a savings account, you can lend it out, and it will earn more money for you, usually in the form of interest. It's that potential to grow that's what gives it value over time. That $100 next year, it's just sitting there, waiting. But the 100 you have today, yeah, that could be $105 by next year.
Okay, so if money can earn more money, what's the engine that actually makes it grow? Well, it's this little thing called interest. But we're not talking about just any interest. We're talking about its most powerful form, the one that kicks off a kind of financial snowball effect. Let's break this down real quick. With simple interest, you earn the same fixed amount on your initial investment year after year. It's okay, it's predictable, but it's slow. Compound interest, though, that's where the magic is. You earn interest on your starting amount, and you earn interest on the interest you've already piled up. Your money literally starts making more money all by itself.
And you can actually see that snowball in action right here. Look, in year 1 you make £5 on your initial 100. Easy enough. But check out year 2. You're not earning interest on 100 anymore, you're earning it on 105. Now I know it's just an extra 25 pence. Who cares, right? But that tiny difference, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger every single year. That is the power of compounding, right there on the screen.
And this is the part you really gotta let sink in. Your earnings start generating their own earnings. If you can really get your head around that one single idea, you're on your way to understanding how wealth is actually built over time.
Okay, so if we get how this growth engine works, can we use it to, peek into the future? Can we predict what our money could turn into? The answer is yes, absolutely. And we've got the financial math to do it.
This is the million-dollar question, right? Sometimes literally. If we know the rules of this compounding game, how can we turn it into a formula to make some real projections? Well, let's build ourselves a little financial time machine.
So, the tool we're going to use is called Future Value, or just FV for short. It's basically a formula that tells you what a chunk of money you invest today will be worth at some point down the road, as long as we assume a certain growth rate. It's how we actually measure the power of compounding.
Let's actually put this thing together, piece by piece, so it's not some scary formula. It all starts with what you have right now. In the world of finance, we call this the present value, or PV. That's your starting point.
Next up, we have to add the growth. So, we multiply our PV by 1 plus the interest rate, which we just call R. Now that 1 in there is super important. It makes sure we're adding the new interest back to the original pile each and every time.
And finally, the most powerful part of all. Time. We take that growth engine, the 1 plus R, and we raise it to the power of N, which is just the number of years or months or whatever period you're compounding for. And bam, there you have it. Future value equals present value times 1 plus R to the power of N.
Okay, that formula is amazing, but what if you just want a quick back-of-the-napkin estimate? I mean, what if you just want to know the answer to maybe the most common financial question out there? How long is it going to take for my money to double? Well, lucky for us, there's a fantastic little shortcut for that. It's called the Rule of 72. And this is probably one of the most useful little mental tricks in all of finance. It's a super simple way to get a rough idea of what compounding can do for your investments.
And the math could not be easier. You just take the number 72 and divide it by your annual interest rate. So like you see here at a 5% return, it's going to take about 14.4 years to double your money. But what if you found an investment that gets you an 8% return? Well, 72 divided by 8 is 9. Suddenly it only takes 9 years. That's the power of this rule. It shows you instantly how a few percentage points can shave years off your goals.
Okay, so we've built a financial time machine that can travel into the future. But, any good time machine needs a reverse gear. We know how to see what today's money can turn into, but what about the other way around? What's a future chunk of money worth to us right now?
And this brings us right back to where we started. Remember our question? If we know that $100 next year is worth less than $100 today, well, how much less exactly? How do we travel backwards in financial time?
To do that, we use the other side of the coin to future value. It's called, you guessed it, present value, or PV. And this thing is the master key. It tells you the value, in today's money, of cash you're supposed to get in the future. It's how we finally solve that puzzle from the beginning.
And building this formula is just as easy, because we're pretty much just doing everything in reverse. We start with the amount of money we're expecting to get in the future, our future value, or FV.
Now, since we're coming backward in time, we're not growing the money or compounding it, we're discounting it. So instead of multiplying by our growth engine, we do the exact opposite. We divide.
And just like before, we use the power of time, N. So the present value is just the future value divided by 1 plus the interest rate to the power of N. And that formula right there, it tells you exactly what a promise of future cash is worth in your hand right this second.
And look, this isn't just some abstract theory for a math class. This math is the engine running behind almost every major financial decision you can think of. Are you wondering how much you need to save for retirement? That's a future value problem. Trying to figure out if an investment is a good deal? You're using present value to see if the future profits are worth the price today. From giant corporations to you just planning your budget, this is the fundamental math for making smart choices with money.
So I guess the biggest thing to take away from all this is that money isn't just a number. It's a number with a timestamp. Every single financial choice you make is a choice about time. And when you understand these formulas, you stop seeing time as something that just slips away, and you start seeing it for what it is, your most powerful financial tool. It can be an asset, building your wealth, or it can be a cost, eroding it. The math, that's how you know the difference. The only question left is, which one will you make it?